You all heard of the new racket called Buy Now, Pay Later? It's like the layaway plan at Kmart that they used to have. You guys heard of that? Yeah. It's called BNPL. There are a few companies, Klarna, Affirm, you know, that's what they do. So what do they do? In fact, now you can order food on DoorDash and buy now, pay later. So you eat the burrito, right? You go to the bathroom, and if you carry the balance or buy now, pay later over 4 payments for your burrito, um, yeah, that burrito is going to cost you more ways than one. But now there is this. So this shows how weak the underlying economy is. Rich folks are fine. That's why the wealth gap is, by the way, is widening. We don't have a middle class anymore, right? All this autonomy coming in, I don't know what's going to happen, honestly. All this AI and all this stuff. We can't retrain 200 million people. I don't know. Are we talking about UBI, Universal Basic Income now? I'm not sure. Not that I'm a huge fan of UBI, but at some point, right? I mean, there's going to be a revolution in this country by the people who can't eat. In fact, these buy now, pay later companies have flourished, have exploded because more people are using buy now, pay later for everything, including their groceries. What is happening? What is happening in this country? Why would you go buy groceries on buy now, pay later? I mean, I can understand going to Best Buy, buying an 80-inch TV before the Super Bowl or something, and put it on buy now, pay later on 4 or 6 payments. Please, God forbid you miss a payment on those. Don't do it. But your food, your groceries, what is happening? Is the economy really as strong as Wall Street says it is? Because there is Main Street and there is Wall Street. I mean, Wall Street, different animal. Main Street, Main Street's not doing well from what I see. I see all the macro numbers. I see credit card debt defaults going through the roof, subprime and prime card loan defaults going through the roof. These buy now, pay laters are coming around and sucking more people in to buy groceries on buy now, pay later. Don't do it, people. See, on that one, I probably agree with Dave Ramsey. I go, okay, don't buy anything on buy now, pay later. Now, if it's a major purchase, your refrigerator broke, you're going to spend 2-3 grand, you don't have the money. Okay, maybe you should use buy now, pay later. It's a major purchase if you don't have the cash. I get it. But these things comes with a cost, especially if you miss a payment. Okay. But doing it for everyday living items is ridiculous. Just I don't know. But that shows how desperate middle America is, or average Americans are, because they're down to going and buying groceries on buy now, pay later plans. I don't know. Either Wall Street is wrong because every asset class is at an all-time high, or Main Street is wrong. I don't know. I think, Wall Street is Wall Street. They're going to do what they do. They're going to try to extract as much profit as possible from everything. In fact, a company called Klarna, which is the largest one, was about to go public and have their IPO. But now they're suffering massive losses because people are defaulting on these buy now, pay later plans. And I don't like the picture. I don't like the picture that I'm seeing. And here it is. Annual buy now, pay later BNPL transaction volume is expected to reach a record 116.7 billion in 2025. Look at that chart on the right, folks. It started in 2019, that brilliant idea. Look at the size of that bar and look at the size of this last bar. That would be double of 2022 total and 7 times higher than 2020. BNPL use is exploding as consumers are increasingly searching for ways to borrow for spending. See what I'm talking about? This is the other problem we have in this country, because our GDP is about $28 trillion. And out of that 28 trillion, 75% is consumer spending, and consumer is down to buying groceries on buy now, pay later plans? I don't know. So that's also like giving me a little bit of pause. I'm like, when I buy a stock or trade, I go like, what am I buying here? Like, are we about to go into a recession? Are we going to go crash? I mean, I'm not a pessimistic person, but I have to think about this. A Lending Tree survey showed that about 25% of users now rely on BNPL to buy groceries. Oh my God. Let me read that again. A Lending Tree survey showed that 25% of users now rely on BNPL to buy groceries. What is happening? Up sharply from 14% last year. Not good. Meanwhile, almost 25%, a quarter of BNPL users missed at least one payment in 2025, up from 15% in 2021. So buy now, pay later plans are like, you can just buy now. We don't charge you interest if you don't miss a payment. Well, people miss a payment. You know what happens to that cost of that refrigerator that you just bought? It doubles. Folks, if you're going to do this, please, God forbid, don't miss a payment. Okay? It's bad enough that you have credit card crack in your pocket and spending like a drunken sailor. Now you guys are using buy now, pay later for groceries? These are big numbers. This is not a joke. 25% of BNPL users miss at least one payment in 2025, up from 15%. What does this say about the average American? What does this say about the economy? I don't know. Anyway, Americans are piling on debt like never before. Yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are in this country. So, the average American is behaving just like Washington, the big brother. What are we doing in Washington? We tax. No, not tax. We print and we spend. What are we doing as individuals? We borrow and spend. We love borrowing. We love plastic. We love now buying buy now, pay later plans on our groceries. 25%. That's a big number. So if people are down to, they probably have maxed out all their credit cards, buying stuff that they don't need, most likely, making minimum payments on those credit cards, which is going to take them a lifetime to pay. Now they're going to buy now, pay later to buy groceries. What is happening? What is going on? Again, instead of doing all that, imagine all that interest cost. Imagine all that interest, people are paying to banks on these credit cards. On that one, I agree with that guy that doesn't like that. Credit cards, you shouldn't carry. Mortgage, completely different story. But God help these people, because they certainly are suffering. And whatever paycheck is coming in on their W-2 is certainly not enough, because it's not going up 6-7% a year as much as inflation is. It's not keeping pace with that. So they're, forced almost. I mean, nobody's put a gun to anybody's head to go use buy now, pay later to buy groceries. I get it. But they have to put food on the table. They have to do something. They have to keep a roof over their head. And what are they doing? They're doing this. Then you miss a payment and interest rate goes to 50%. You're in a much bigger hole. It gets reported to the credit card agencies. Your credit goes into the tank. You guys see what's happening here? Don't do it, man. Just have a budget. Stick to your budget. Don't buy crap you don't need. Don't do impulse buying. People love buying, because half the people in this country are depressed. They just go buy something for themselves and they make them feel better. Like, it releases some endorphins and stuff like that. And I'm going like, this is not cool. We need to educate people. We need to talk about this stuff. But unfortunately, that's the system that we built. And a lot of people fall into the traps of these financial wizardry, right? And they pay the price. So that's it. Don't do buy now, pay later for anything. If you don't have the money, don't buy the thing. Period. Done. And if you do carry credit card balances, pay it every month. In fact, I love that idea. You're floating bank's money for 30 days. You're borrowing money at 0 interest for 30 days. As long as you pay the balance at the end of the month, wonderful. Grab all those credit cards, charge them up, but then pay at the end of the month. You are literally floating their money. Just like they do with you when you go deposit your check at the bank, like, oh, these funds are not going to be available for about 6 more days. What do you guys think they're doing with that money that you deposited? Why isn't it available? Because they're putting your money and everybody else's billions and then floating that money, earning interest for 4, 5, 6 days. So you do the same to the bank. You go charge it up, pay the balance. Charge it up, pay the balance. Good for your credit score. Good for everything else. Do what they do to you. That's all there is to it. But please don't do buy now, pay later and buy groceries. Just don't do it.